Morning, everybody. So today we're just chilling out. I'm waiting for my racks to come in so I can get my soaping room finished and kind of having a boring day. So I thought I'd just come on and do some question and answer for people. I've had a lot of questions and answers lately from people outside of YouTube and other places where I'm advertising. And so I thought I'd just give you a share. It's really early in the morning and I'm just kind of waking up and went to grab some coffee, and my hubby switched coffee. Oh, I have to get a new coffee. I can't stand it. Sorry. I love coffee, but for whatever reason, this one was just down. I don't know what it was that he put in there. I'll have to take a look and see. So I'm without my coffee this morning and I'm not happy. So anyway, it just is, it is what it is. So a day in life in the soaper. I get up in the morning and I look and see if I have any sales first off from the night before. And if I have sales in the morning, I go ahead and I get them filled up and ready to go and packaged and ready for the post office. And then my post office is like 5 minutes away. So I'll run them down to the post office and get those turned in. And then I run back home, and then I just let my sales run for the rest of the day. And then in between waiting for more sales or doing some more, I'll probably do some soaping, or I will do some bath bombs, or I'll make something. I'll try and videotape it if I can, but I don't always. Sometimes it's just really hard to do that. And sometimes I just like to turn the camera off and just focus on what I'm working on and create something new. As a lot of you have probably already seen on my videos, I'm very creative and I love to create new things. And so that's why I got back into my soaping again, because I love creating things. And uh, I've been a crafty person my entire life. I've done tons of crafting. I love to paint. I love to get on my keyboard and piano, which I haven't done in about a year. And I was looking at it the other day going, it's kind of getting dusty. I should probably start playing it again and having some fun with it. And so I'll probably take some time and get in and start playing my piano again. And then also, I just love to scrapbook. I've been doing tie-dye a lot. The past couple of years, I've been doing a lot of tie-dye. I absolutely love doing tie-dye and learning some new techniques and doing some crafty stuff there. Made a bunch of sweatshirts for us and some t-shirts, and now I'm going to sit down throughout the winter and get those painted. Another thing I like to do is I like to do some diamond painting. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but echocoolbuy.com is a really great place. I'm not an affiliate with it, so, don't do that. I just know that after doing looking at these diamond paintings throughout the internet, they actually have the best prices. And right now I think they have a sale going on where you get 4 buy 4, get 1 free. Really great deal. Really, really great deal. I know there's a ton of companies out there right now because this is like the big craze, but ecoolbuy.com has been the best place that I've been able to find the cost and prices on them. They're just really, really cool to do. I'm doing peacocks for the house right now. I've done a whole bunch of holiday stuff. I like to get them put up during the holidays because they're really cute and pretty. So kind of fun for me. And then just some other stuff about me. I absolutely have fun. I'm married. I have a beautiful husband who is absolutely wonderful and has helped me create this room in the back of our house so that I can get some soaping done and create a soaping studio, basically, which I'm super excited to continue to work on that. Some other things that you didn't know about me: I love to read. I love a good mystery. Not much of a TV watcher, honestly. I don't watch a lot of TV. When I'm home by myself, the TV's usually off. I'm either reading, or I'm working on a craft project, or I'm coming up with a brand new soap or bath bomb. In fact, I have struggled with the bath bomb recipes. I'll be honest with you, as a business side, and I finally got a recipe down. However, I'm discovering that depending on the humidity in the house and where I live, the bath bombs are really hard to make. So I'm probably going to sell out my line and then not create any more. In my area in Washington State, they're just really hard to make. So we'll see. I'm just kind of taking a step back from it for a little bit, and I'd rather just focus on my soaps. I've got some new stuff coming out with my soaps, which I'm really excited about. That's going to be really a lot of fun. going a little bit more creative, actually, doing some piping, uh, doing a little bit different. I mean, I've seen a lot of people pipe soap on the top of their soaps, but I've been doing cake decorating for many, 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 many years, probably as a hobby. I don't work in the industry, but oh gosh, when did I start doing? About when I was 24, so almost 25, 30 years I've been doing, because I'm in my 50s, uh, doing the piping. So I'm really excited to make some really cool designs on top of my soaps on some of them. I'm also going to go to specialty soaps. I've decided I'll probably pick up an oil or two, a fragrance oil or two, and do some special release soaps. Those will be a one-time soap, and that's it. I won't do any more. So those will be, and on those will just be really fun to make. I can't wait for those. And then just a whole lot of things. And so one of the questions people ask me is, when you're running a business or starting a business, what kind of is your cost on that? Well, you can sink as little as, $50 into a business, or you can sink a lot of money into it. In the past, I've sunken in a lot of money into the businesses and have lost them for various reasons, and I've gone on and talked about that in my previous videos. But in this particular time, I've probably sunk about, I want to say about, mm, probably about $1,000 in my business. But I'm working part-time, and so I've picked up my supplies a little bit here and there, and when things are on sale, I definitely stock up on stuff if I can afford it. So, I have 2 streams of income. I have my soaps, and I also have my part-time job that I do. Why do I not go full-time with my business? I don't have enough sales to be able to do it yet, and that's the bottom line. I'm not ready to quit my job until I know that my business is sustainable. And with some stuff that's going on in my personal life, and I won't go into it here because it's not really a good thing. It's making it impossible for me to quit my job, honestly. So I have, made the hard decision to go ahead and just do both. Part-time. Well, my soap business is pretty much full time because I really want that to go full time. And then my part-time business where I work, I will continue to do that until I retire, if I ever get to retire. Yeah, there's a lot going on the behind the scenes, and it makes it for a very stressful life, because when I started this, I really wanted this business to take off and go, but life gets in the way sometimes, and you just have to do what you have to do financially, and that's where I'm sitting financially. Is I can't afford to quit my part-time job because of what my ex-husband has done to me. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyway, moving on. So another question is, uh you know where do you go to get your product and your stuff for your soaps? That's actually very easy. I get a lot of my stuff from New Directions. My fragrance oils and my essential oils all come from there. Well, not all of them, but a good majority of them are. I absolutely love that company. It's really good. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't have an affiliation link for them. They're just a really good company. And as a certified aromatherapist, I have done a lot of work with them over the years. So I have just developed a reputation with them, and we work really well together, and I'm very happy with them. I love their products, and I have used them for many, 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 many years. Another place I get my stuff, honestly, is Amazon. I've been able to find a lot of my molds and um, let's see, my molds and a lot of my crafting supplies, my embed molds, silicone molds, all come from Amazon. They actually have the lowest price. There's other places you can get them from, Alibaba, or what's another one? AliExpress. There's Wish, and there's a whole bunch of others. But I found, honestly, that Amazon has the lowest price and the fastest shipping. Sometimes when I need an embed, like if I'm making grapes or other things, in the past, I get them from there because I know I can get them within a couple of days. If I order from some of these other companies like Wish or Alibaba or AliExpress, it could take 3 months to get my stuff. I don't have 3 months to wait for that kind of stuff. So if I pay a little bit more on Amazon for something, it's probably best for me. I have a business account, so I get a lot of all my shipping's free if I purchase $25 or more. So it makes it more convenient for me to be able to do that, and that's another good source to get my stuff. Another really good a source to get product is Nurture soap. I have not tried them honestly, but I know a lot of soapers have used them, and I'm gonna place a small order with them because I really like them, and I think that I'm seeing a lot of good product on there that I really want to give and try. So there's another good place to get fragrance oils and such. For another source that I use a lot, my herbs and stuff, I don't really put a lot of that stuff in my soaps. I prefer to keep my soaps really clean. Just my butters, my oils, and my micas. I do use micas. They actually are better for the environment. You know, my soaps are very clean, healthy, mostly vegan, GMO free. Uh, Not all of them, but the good majority of my soaps are GMO free. It depends on if I can get the resources in to be able to sustain that as such. Let's see what's another good place that you can get your soaps. Brambleberry, I'm not affiliated with them either. They're really good company. I have done a lot of research on them. They're beautiful. She's got some beautiful stuff on there, and I really like that company. There's just a whole bunch of other companies out there for your jars. If you're going to make sugar scrubs or anything, I would go and research on Google wholesale bottles and jars, and there's a lot of companies. Specialty Bottle came up for me. Uline came up for me for some packing supplies. What else? It's just not popping in my head at the moment. I don't have a list in front of me, but those are just few of the products that I use in my soaps. Honestly, if you really want to research something, go on to Google. I'd stay away from Bing and some of these other companies. They don't always pop up properly. At least they don't for me. They might for you, but I found that Google is the best search engine for me. And if you're doing a business for like soaps or bath bombs or anything like that, go on to Google and do wholesale only. Do wholesale and then whatever the product is that you're looking for. In other words, wholesale titanium dioxide, wholesale bath bomb molds, wholesale what else? Soap molds. I mean, and then they'll give you a list of what is available on the market. And I've been able to find, and then do your research. Go 2-3 pages in as you're scrolling through to really search, because some of the best companies that I found are usually on the second and third page of it. And so in sometimes fourth and fifth pages, they have the best prices. So do your research. Don't just go, oh, well, I like this soap mold. It's the first one that popped up and I'm going to go to Amazon. No, do your research, because I have actually found that Amazon is not always the lowest price. They have an algorithm in their system that they actually go out and look at other companies, and see what their prices are, and they change their companies. And I will tell you something. I went to buy something on Amazon one day. I can't remember what the product was now. It's about a year ago. And I had literally clicked on the product, popped it in my cart, and got a notification just as I was getting ready to check out that the price had jumped up $1. Really? So I ended up not getting that product. I went to another company outside of Amazon and ended up buying it. You have to be careful with that. Now, a lot of times, honestly, most of my times, they have actually dropped in price if I've left it in my cart for a day or two. The seller will come back and say, hey, I noticed you left it in your cart, and they'll lower the price down a little bit. Maybe it's 25 cents, maybe it's 50 cents, maybe it's a dime. I mean, it varies. I've had product drop a penny. To me, a penny isn't enough of an incentive for me to buy their product. I'm going to buy the product anyway, whether they drop it or raise it up, because usually it's the best product on the market, you know. Amazon for business, if you get on their business account, they're really the best. Uh, Not necessarily the best for a lot of things, but for your basics, your baking soda, your citric acids, for any of your basic supplies, I get a lot of my stuff from Amazon. Um, I also look locally for stuff too. I have one store here, Walmart, that I do get my oil from because it is cheaper here. But everywhere, my olive oil, but everything else is really expensive. Even on Amazon, I could get the same gallon, at Walmart for like 16 bucks, but if I go on Amazon, it's like 25. So you can see the difference in the price. I'm saving myself $9 for the big container of it at Walmart. So, I mean, you have to really do your research and find out where you want to get your products from. And, I don't get all my products from one company. I have probably 10 different companies that I can get things from, from my fragrance oils to, mm, you know, like for instance, I've got 3 different companies I use to get my fragrance oils from. And that just depends on whether or not they're on sale or not. It is what it is. That's the way it goes. And the same thing with your your basics, your baking soda, if you're doing bath bombs or your citric acid, there's a lot of companies out there. Sometimes Amazon has it cheaper. Sometimes, uh, uh, what's another one? Brambleberry sometimes can have it cheaper. Oh, New Directions can sometimes have it cheaper too. However, you pay for it in shipping. So when another good tip when you're shopping for your supplies, watch your shipping. I actually, on some things, stopped shopping at one store because the shipping was so high. In fact, I went to order a special order of essential oils. I mean, not essential as fragrance oils on one company, and I was going to pay $40 for the samplers because I wanted to do a sample set of soaps, limited edition. So they were like on sale for $2. $2 for a 1 ounce, 1 ounce bottle, which is what I needed for the soap. So it was perfect. It was the perfect size. It was the perfect thing. And I needed 2 of them. So I was going to get 2 of them. And the whole bill that I was going to have for all these scents was $40. I went to go pay for it and found out that my shipping was going to cost me $25. So you have to be careful with that. I usually go with companies that have free shipping. Their prices are just slightly above, but not much. In other words, I went and looked at another company to see if I could find a couple of the fragrances at least so I can do a couple specialty stuff for the holidays. I actually found another company, I'm not going to give their name, but doing the research, I found out that even though I paid a little bit more for the product on their site, my shipping was free. So for instance, I'll give you a good example of that. The price of the fragrance oil on this other company was $2.50. It was actually $2.25 on the other company for a 1 ounce bottle, but I had free shipping. Bottom line, cost wise, it was a lot cheaper for me to go and buy it on this other company than on the one I found it on originally. Actually, I got an email alert saying that they were on sale. So you got to count your cost on that too. You can save a lot of money if you do your research. And I think that's why I've been able to build my business as fast as I have, is because I've been able to find my products a lot cheaper by doing the research, taking the time. Don't go out and buy the first thing you see. Do your research. There's probably 10 different companies out there that sell fragrance oils. And, I did it by looking wholesale. So a little bit of a piece of advice for running your business there. Don't just go with one company. Do your research. Buy things on sale, wait for the sales to come up. It's worth it. It's so much worth it. And your business will be better in the long run if you do. Somebody also asked me, excuse me. See, it's early in the morning. I'm just kind of waking up too. Another question I get a lot of is, how do you make your soaps? Well, all my videos are out to show you how I make my soaps. I actually start really in the morning. I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning usually, and I get my lye water going, because it does take about it can take, in my environment where I live, about 3 hours for it to completely cool down. Now I have been in really weird extreme temperatures out here. We're in the middle of July and we've already had over 100 degrees out here where I live. We normally don't have temperatures that high. Our standard temperatures are in the 70s. So this has been really unusual for me to be able to soap in this type of environment. So I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm always up at that time. Everybody's like, oh my God, why are you such an early riser? I'm up at that time. I have been for many, many years, and my body clock is just in that time frame. So I'm up about 2 o'clock. I get my lye water going right away in the morning. I then measure out, get my butters, any butters for the projects that I'm making for that day on the stove, heating up, slowing down. I do not microwave my stuff. Why do I not microwave my stuff? I don't like microwaves myself personally. If you don't use the microwave properly, you can overheat your products very fast. That's why I like the stove. I can temper my products a lot better, and I get a better product by doing that. So think about that when you're doing it. Even melt and pour, I do not microwave my melt and pour ever. You know, I have a crock pot. I put it in there, and I need to do a couple more videos on my melt and pour, because I haven't done one in a while, and I found some more melt and pour stuff that I wanted to do. So I'll probably do some more of that. But, excuse me, you guys, I'm sorry. It's about 4:30 in the morning here. I don't know why I'm yawning all of a sudden. But anyway, I don't use a microwave. I use a stove to temper my stuff in a water bath. And I've done both, and I end up getting better results by slowly melting my oils and my butters and in my melt and pour, my melt and pour soaps. I just get better results. Why, I don't know. It could be the environment that I live in, but that's just the way it is. And the same thing for when I'm putting oils in my bath bombs. I found that by warming them up on the stove versus in the microwave, there's just a it all boils down to chemical and how chemicals react to heat. And I found that they work out better. So that's what I've ended up doing. Okay, so how do you package your products? Well, I have a printer that I use. I print my labels out on. I don't use, they have the one type, what they call the one strip labels, or, labels in a roll. I just use a regular laser printer that's black. It works for me. I paid like $150 for that laser printer, but I've had it now for probably 4 or 5 years. Or actually, no, I've had it now for 2 years. And the last laser printer I had lasted me over 20 years. They just last longer and they work better. I can print multiple labels all out at once when I'm labeling my product, and it just makes it much better for me. What else do you do for labeling? Well, I've actually recently made a change, and I'm doing this for a reason. I'm actually not labeling the product directly with my with what's the ingredient list, because I found the writing is so small that people like myself, older people, can't read it. So I'm actually putting all of that information on a card, and that card is being slipped into my box. And then I've got some information on my website and other information on that card. So I do like a full information card. It has a little bit of it. I don't have one in front of me to show you, but I do like a postcard size card. And on that card has a little bit about the hemp oil, the hemp seed oil that I use. It then has information of the ingredient list that's on the product. And then I also have a little bit of information, maybe sometimes I'll put a promotional code on there, and then I'll keep that promotional card on there for a certain time. And I do put an expiration date on the card itself, so people know that, okay, if I use that code, it's going to expire on this date, so I better use it quite right away. So those go in the boxes instead of on the product. Why do I do that? I'm not selling directly in a farmer's market. I don't need to label that product directly. If there's multiple products in there, in other words, if there's multiple soaps, well, my soaps are consistently made with the same ingredients. So I only need to have one card for 10 soaps, for instance. Think of the savings that I'm saving in my business on that. It's so much easier. Most oftentimes people are going to open their soaps, use them right away. They're not even going to read the back of the label. Most people know how to use a soap. It's pretty easy. You just wash your hands or your body with it. And I can put that information on that card too. And I do on the flip side of it, on the back side, I'll put instructions for use on it. So it's all that information is on that card. All I have to do is put one card in there for 10 soaps and it saves me a whole lot of labeling. And it also, the labels themselves can get really expensive, so it saves money. It's cheaper to do a paper product than it does to do a vinyl label on a product. So that is a new change that I am doing. Now, if I am doing a farmer's market or a sales farmer's market, then yes, of course, I definitely make sure that my product is labeled, or the card, if I have it with me, is presented to them so that they have that information in there. It's really important to have your product um, labeled with what is in the ingredients because of allergic reactions for some people. Some people are allergic to soy. Well, I have in my hemp butter, I have soy in it. So I have to disclose that on the label. So people who are allergic to soy don't use that product, and I want them to be safe. Now, that's why I also produce another soap for those that do have allergies. So they have that combination. And I do have a new soap that is actually coming out. I haven't started producing it yet. I did a tester on it and it turned out perfect, and the soap is beautiful, and I've had no issues with the soap whatsoever. So the calculation that I did is perfect. And that does not contain soy or any type of allergic reaction product in it. So that's really good for me and customers. And people ask me, well, and here's another question I get: do you test your soaps? Absolutely, I do. I'm a very super sensitive person. I have to be really careful with what I put on my body. Lotion wise, I don't use a lot of lotions because so many of them are, I have allergic reaction to some of the products that are in the product. That's why I do a clean product. I don't add all the extra stuff like polysorbate 80 or what's another one that a lot of people do? I can't think of the name right off the top of my head, but there's a lot of additives that you can add in for preservatives, for instance. I try not to add those in there unless I absolutely have to because of the fact that so many people have allergic reactions to them. I do. I can't put a lot of, in fact, I can't even use them in my products because I'm so allergic to them. So I don't even add them. I just leave them out. And does that make for a better product? Your shelf life's a little bit shorter, but not much. Oh, my nose is itching. Sorry, guys. And so most of my products are able to be uh, shelved for at least a year. So you got a 1 year shelf life on 90% of the products that I sell, which is really good. And if there's a shorter shelf life, I do put an expiration date on products if I have to. But most oftentimes you can get 1 to 2 years. Soaps will last you forever, so you never have to worry about your soaps. Bath bombs, I do tend to use them quite a bit right away within a few months of each other. But here again, your bath bombs can last you forever. There's nothing in the bath bombs themselves that would make them go bad fast. And I do that for a reason. I like to collect bath bombs. Excuse me, you guys, something in this air right now. The AC just turned off, and so all the dust is settling. I don't know why it does that, but it does it. Always makes my nose itch for a little bit. So anyway, so yeah, shelf life. Most of my products are 1 to 2 years or infinite. So that's really good. What else? What other questions do I ask? Well, going back to my shipping and handling, and then I have special boxes that I use. I just use plain brown boxes. I put my business card in there. I do have a business card for people, and I do put those there because a lot of people like to have those business cards. Some people just chuck them. It's up to different people. I always put a business card in there so they have that, and then they know they have a quick reference of where my website is if they happen to lose it on their computer. I was so mad one day. I had a lot of good resources that I did, and thank goodness I have a good memory. But in one of my previous businesses, I had a computer completely crash and I lost all of that information. I kept their website information that they sent me in a separate binder, so that if for chance my computer went down, which it did, thank goodness, I was able to go back to those companies and put them back on the new computer when I got it back up. So just a little tip for there for business size in doing that. Bookkeeping wise for my business, a lot of people use QuickBooks. I don't. I have a very simple system that, and I don't do a lot. I don't have employees, so I don't pay employees, so I don't have those expenses. I'm the only employee. I'm the only one that runs the business. So it makes it easier for me to be able to do my calculations. Also, what else do I do? I have expense wise, shipping and labeling. So I just at the end of the year, I just sit down with each of my receipts that I have, and I write them all out. I calculate them all out, and then I just plug them into my computer because we use TurboTax for our taxes, and it's very easy to do. It usually takes me about an hour to do it. I actually am going to be setting up a new system though, just to make it easier for me and have running totals, and I'll probably keep it in a book. I'm outside of a computer. Could I use Excel or something like that? Yeah, I could. It's a lot of work to put those together, and I just don't feel like doing it. It's for me personally, because I've done it for so long and I've run my businesses for so long, it just makes it easier for me to write it down, calculate it out, use a calculator, and it's just as good. Yes, I could use an Excel spreadsheet and have it all calculated out at the end, but it's just easier for me to do it by hand. So I do my bookkeeping by hand. That's just how I grew up and how I've done it. But I have in the past used QuickBooks, and I do recommend that software for businesses. It is the best one on the market. I know there's a lot of companies out there, but QuickBooks is actually the best product that I've used over the years. So I have used them. I'm just probably not going to use it this time. Let's see, what other questions have I had? I did have somebody, excuse me, the other day come out and ask me, well, am I going to do my toddler soaps? Well, my toddler soaps are already made. I just don't have them out yet. Am I going to do the kid soaps? Yes, I'm working on the kid soaps. I just haven't had to, with the new bath, with my new room that we're bringing up. I haven't had a chance to do them, but my kid soaps are coming out. I'm hoping to start working on them next week. I have bubblegum and watermelon both coming out for boy girl, and I'll get those up sometime next week. What other things am I going to be doing in the future? Let's see. A lot. I have a lot of projects coming up. I'm taking the business in a little bit slightly different direction. I'm focusing more on specific things. I like making my bath bombs, but my soaps are more of what I want to do. So I probably will drop all the other lines that I want to do and just focus on my soaps. I absolutely love my hemp soap, and I like to have a lot of fun with it. And in focusing on one thing on my website and really specializing in something, it's going to put me as apart from a lot of these creators. A lot of soaping companies, they don't focus on one thing. They do a lot of different other things. They make lip balms or, lotions, body butters. I mean, there's a whole gamut of different things that you can do. Can I focus on that kind of stuff? Yeah, absolutely. I probably do some specialty stuff here and there, but it's not going to be my main focus. When I started this business originally, I thought, oh God, I want to do bath bombs. I love bath bombs. They're so much fun. And I love them. I love them. I love them. But I found that once I started doing my soaps again, that my passion is really in my soaps. So I will probably come out with some bath bombs here and there, like I have over the past year, uh, and just completely, do like a specialty bath bomb here and there. But my main focus now will be on my soaps, and you'll start seeing some new creative things coming out with my soaps. And a lot of specialty type items. I will make like one batch and that will be it. Type soap. So those are coming out. And like I said, I have new supplies coming in for those. Some new creative things that I'm doing. I have. Oh, that reminds me. I need to take my bucket out and go through it. I need to look for some stuff in that bucket. I love doing resin crafts, so I ended up with a bunch of embeds stuff that I could use out of that resin box that I know I'm not going to use for resin. So I'm going to just take them out and use them for my soaping, which is really cool because I can't wait for that. So there's a lot of new things coming up forward. I'm really excited about having that room put together and doing, uh, just really getting some stuff done and continuing to soap. Having that room put together back there is going to make things so much easier for me. And I encourage you to do the same thing if you're able to. If you're able to have a room set up specifically for your soaping, it's much better. You have a controlled environment. Um, I have pets in my house, and it's better for me to close myself off in the room, do my soaping, and they're not bothering me. A lot of times I usually shove them outside, but with wintertime it makes it hard because it's cold. I have small pets. I don't like to leave them outside if I can help it. So I can have them in the house, but I can close myself off in the back room back there and be able to do my soaping. So that was the second reason why we decided to create that soaping room, was so I can do a pet-free environment, which is really good. My pets, though, have not been an issue. They've not jumped up on my counters. I don't have air floating around in the house. We do keep the house fairly clean because of the animals. We mop and clean almost every couple of days in here. So animal hair wise, there's just not, and they're all short haired for the most part. So it makes it easier for me to be able to clean. You've probably seen them in the background running around some at times here and there, but we love our fur babies here, and we absolutely have fun with them. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, or you want to know some more information about something, please let me know. Subscribe and leave a comment down below and tell me what you want to know. I'd love to do another question and answer. I've hopefully answered the questions that I've been getting up until now. If I've missed something, I apologize. Just say, hey, you forgot my question. Would you please answer it for me? And I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Like I said, this is early in the morning. I don't have a sheet of paper with all the questions and answers on it. So I'm just kind of going off of what I can remember that I had. And I'm pretty sure I covered everything. I was just looking at the list yesterday and this morning. I can't think of anything else that came through. So anyway, there you go. Soaps. I have brand new soaps coming out. Once I get this room finished, I will be able to go back in and photograph and list those products up. My photography studio, I had to completely tear down and tear apart. And once I get the rest of the shelving in, I can reset all that up, because everything's going to be permanently set up in there. Once I get it set up, it's going to be set. I won't have to tear it down and move it again. It's going to be done. So I'm really excited about that. And shout out to my husband for helping me put that together and making the suggestion for it, because I'm really happy about it. So anyway, there you go, you guys. Questions and answers down below. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And if you want my products, go to www.jemminz.com. A lot of the products are available now, and I am so excited to get some more stuff out for you guys. And right now there is a sale going on in the store. It's the sale on until the end of July. I believe I have it on sale for 20% off. So go get those soaps on sale right now. And then there you have it, you guys. I wish you all the best. Have a great day, the rest of your day. The sun is finally coming up outside. I can see it peeking through the curtains. So I'm going to open up my curtains and let some natural light in. And today is just a relaxing day. I worked so hard the past couple of days trying to get that soap room together, and I can't do any more with it until I get in my my shelving. And once I get my shelving in, my husband's going to do the rest of the shelving. We decided to clean out the side closet in there too, so we're going to put some shelving in there. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of storage, which I'm super excited about. And by the time I'm done, it's going to be beautiful. I'm so happy with what's happened. So there you go, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and go get those soaps. Bye. And thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. Hey everybody, this is Kelly again. Okay, confession time. In my previous videos, I've said repeatedly that I wasn't going to open up an Etsy shop and that, well, I opened up my Etsy shop this morning. So I'm now selling on Shopify. I'm selling on Etsy. I'm selling on eBay, and I'm selling on Bonanza. And here's a little business tip, and I know this is from someone who just seems to be starting out, but I've been selling on these platforms for many years, and I have hesitated going back on Etsy because I have had so much problems with Etsy in the past. A lot of it had to do with their fees. They were so high on a lot of things, but I did some research on some videos and found people that are on Etsy now, and okay, I cave. Bottom line, I cave. I'm going to go ahead and give them a second try and see how things go. I mean, I have sold on Etsy in the past. I've had really good success with them. So I'm hoping with the niche market that I'm in, selling hemp seed soap, I'm hoping that I can corner the market a little bit and get the sales for people that are looking for that type of product. Fingers crossed this actually works and starts bringing me more sales. What I'm doing is what they call kind of a sales funnel. I'm selling on one platform to get people to like my products and want to buy my products on a regular basis, but then I'm sending them in my packaging to my Shopify store. And that's really what you want to do when you're first starting out. And this is a little tip that I completely forgot about, and there's a lot of reasons why you want to do that. Once you get enough people buying off of your main store, they're going to keep buying off your main store. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, because what I'm going to do is do this a little bit differently. I'm going to put some product on Etsy, but my store is going to have more product. So there's going to be products on my main store that are not going to be on the Etsy store. So on Etsy, I'm only going to sell my soaps, and I'm only going to put a few items up there of my soaps. On my Shopify store, I'm going to list everything else. So those items that I want to keep in a regular basis will be on my Etsy store. And then I'll have my specialty items. A few of them will be on Etsy, but the rest of them will be on my Shopify store. And that is how I've sold in the past, and I've done very well. So I'm going to continue to do that. Thank you. I cannot think of her name. I just watched her video. It was like, she reminded me of this strategy. I'm like, oh yeah, of course, I've done this in the past. Why didn't I think about it? Because I wasn't thinking. So I'm on Etsy now. Yay! I'm Jemminz. I have to go back and change the name of my store, but I'm Jemminz on Etsy, and I will put a link down below when I have it finalized and I have some product up later on today. Fingers crossed this works really well. I'm so excited about this because now hopefully I can start getting some sales, or start getting more sales, I should say, and ramp up my business a little bit more. And that's what we want. That's why we're in business, is to have sales. So that's what we're going to do. All right, you guys. Thanks. Thought I'd give you some good news for the day.